Welcome back. Today, things are going to be extremely fun because Activision are basically going so greedy that for the rest of us, this pretty much gets to be a comedy. You know, there's an old saying, good friends are priceless, and well, that's actually complete nonsense according to Activision because they've just introduced a new bundle that absolutely does put a price on friendship. That's at $16.99, and it's with a skin that basically asks you to convince your friends to also buy in, or else you won't be getting the full value of your playtime. It is just the latest in a ridiculous string of attempts to just make more money from the audience. I mean, we've also had an $80 monkey fist that you can't actually buy, and them implementing a gacha game, but they have done the gacha in their mobile title, but in a way that feeds through to the main game, which is absolutely hilarious. So yes, it's a day that ends with Y, and that means that Activision are trying to get you to spend money by any means necessary. Unlike me, I actually just want to do it by making you cozy with today's sponsor, the Galaxy Projector 2.0, which is just plain cool. It'll transform your room, and in my case, actually, well, we use it for sleep. It's really nice and relaxing. We turn the brightness down just a little bit lower. We play white noise, and for whatever reason, the mixture, Galaxy Projector's visuals, the white noise, it's just very calming. It helps me wind down, which, well, this is good for me because sleep's always been a struggle. So here's how things work. You've got RGB colors, which are giving you this gorgeous nebula, and then essentially a field of stars, the green or the blue laser. Now you can control those colors, you can control the brightness, the rotation speed, and just kind of watching it all dance around your wall at sort of different rates because of the angle of the projection. It's just one of those kind of mesmerizing things. And that essentially means you can customize it to your liking, be it big or rich, or maybe a little bit more low-key for sleep. The point is that's all very, very easy to do with their app, or also with assistants like Alexa or Google, so it can be hands-free. It's very energy efficient. You can set on-off timers and that sort of thing. And since it uses USB power, if you need to take it somewhere else or want to just use it in another room or don't want to be limited by where there are plug sockets, well, you just put it into a battery bank. Really handy. So if all this is interesting to you, then head over to galaxylamps.co/Bellular News and use code Bellular News where you'll get 15% off. Big thanks to Galaxy Lamps for sponsoring. With that said, let's hop in. Okay, so you may have heard of friendship is magic. That's very different. Today we're talking about friendship is money. Here's a tooltip and it's hilarious. It says party skin bonus killer. And when you actually dive into that, I mean party skin bonus, then a colon, then killer. What that basically means is that party skin bonus is a category, right? This time it's killer, but what's it going to be next time? So, to read it, receive XP bonuses when you and your party play using killer skins. Get double XP and double weapon XP when you play together in parties of at least 2 players. But hey, guess what everyone? If you want double Battle Pass XP, then you need to be playing in a party of 3 or more. Again, where every member of that party has bought this cosmetic skin, because yeah, it is cosmetic, but it certainly does seem to have a gameplay impacting effect. And if you want to know, like, what is the next thing that they will try to do, that they will try to get away with, it is stuff like this. And what's crazy is that this is not an insignificant benefit. I mean, this is the equivalent of you just having an always-on double XP weekend that only you and your fellow friends get. Brackets and everybody else who buys this. And that is a very valuable thing. Of course, so valuable that they think it's worth you buying the party pack bundle that the skin comes in right now while this bonus is available. And that will cost 1,600 Call of Duty points, $15.99 if you buy it efficiently. But of course, that's to buy the bundle. You might be thinking, well, I don't want the other things in the bundle. I just want the skin that gives me the good thing. Well, yeah, screw you. Obviously, you cannot just buy the skin. You have got to buy the bundle. But not just you, also your 2 mates. And that means that from the 3 of you, Activision have made a rather healthy $47.94. All, of course, to allow you to go through the game's regular progression systems, but also to level up your Battle Pass faster. And of course, that Battle Pass, you paid $9.99 for that. So the idea here is that this cosmetic lets you maximally, gain progress in the other cosmetic thing that you bought. Of course, right, as connoisseurs, as true intellectuals of gaming, we always want to min-max. We always want to be efficient. And that means that we are not buying the regular premium battle pass. That obviously is for plebeians. We are not plebeians. No, no. We, as rational actors in the digital economy, want to buy the most efficient battle pass in the form of the Black Cell Battle Pass. And of course, if you're not an extremely cool and awesome Tier 1 operator like myself, you might not know what the Black Cell is. So here's what the Black Cell is, right? You can see $29.99. You get your battle pass and 20 tier skip tokens. You can earn back up to 1,400 Call of Duty points, but also you get multiple battle pass entry sectors, as well as bonus content with access to 11 operator skin alternatives, 6 weapon blueprints with tracers. Unfortunately not that tracer. That certainly would make Call of Duty interesting. Anyway, one of the things that matters there is the multiple sectors, because this is one of those battle passes that is, it's not one of those very stupid, very, very simple and passe, one-dimensional battle passes where you move from left to right. No. With Call of Duty, you are getting a two-dimensional battle pass in the form of a journey, a map. And if you get the Black Cell version, you can enter that map at a better start location, which they say gives you a quicker path to higher tier content. So, to sort of sum all of this up then, right? In order to be a rational actor who, of course, values their time in this always-on, grindy, hustle, gig economy hellscape that we live in, what will you be doing? Well, you'll be getting the Black Cell Battle Pass because it's far more efficient, and you'll be getting all of these things, all of the bundles, so you can get the double XP on your Battle Pass, as well as faster progression in the rest of the game. So overall, Bobby's successors will be getting a grand total of $55.97 per person, and obviously, you'll be doing this with 3 people, which does mean $167.91, which is very hilarious. And yes, I know that not everybody's going to be doing this in groups of 3, but, well, that's where they've put the bonus, so that's absolutely what they want you to do. They basically are saying, hey, you like to play Call of Duty with your squad of boys. How about you, get this and then say, hey boys, can we have a little, we go faster if you bought that. And that's obviously what they're doing here. They're basically kind of recruiting their own players to socially pressure their friends. I mean, this is one of those things where what we demand is a level playing field in terms of actual progression and gameplay. So the idea that amongst a friend group, you could have this kind of awkward situation. I mean, imagine you've got 4 friends and you happen to, or 3 friends, so there's 4 of you in total. And, one of you doesn't have the thing because it doesn't make financial sense. Well, then anytime 3 of you are playing and that guy who doesn't have the bonus, doesn't have the killer skin, every time he happens to be there, you literally get half the expected Battle Pass XP. But because you've bought into the skin, they're actually denying you your benefit by not buying it. And that is why I think this is particularly disgusting. And looking at this, I mean, obviously with, they want daily active users to go up. They also want revenue per user to go up. And with things like this, you can imagine revenue per user skyrocketing. That said, that's not actually it, because they, they're waging the war on multiple fronts. They're trying to continually evolve their systems and come up with new ways to harshly suggest players to invest in their digital economy. And next, we have got King Kong and Godzilla. This is another story that we're just going to do as a light snack. It's a little older, but there is then the new story after this with the gacha mechanic. So here's the deal, right? This is the Beast Glove, and there you go. It's a glove. It's a glove useful for doing the fisting of your foes. The thing is, though, you cannot buy this glove. No. But of course, this isn't any glove. This is the iconic glove worn by King Kong from Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire, which I don't know about you, but I almost died of excitement when I said that. So basically, it's a melee cosmetic, but it's one that you cannot buy. And I think the reasoning here, or the way that they did it, is pretty obvious. They, I think, looked at how Call of Duty is doing their skin bundles, where you will be buying a bundle for the skin, but it'll just be another, a whole bunch of other things sprinkled into the bundle to make you feel like it's a better deal, as if you're, extremely excited about the weapon charms. you know, the usual kind of like stuffing of the battle passes that they do in battle pass games so that there is at least some random widget they can give you every tier. But then they basically realized, hang on a second, in order to buy a skin, people are basically buying a bunch of useless tat that they don't want. How about we make it so that we do cosmetics that come from a bundle of bundles? And that is what they've done here. You have got to purchase 4 2400 Call of Duty point bundles in order to get this cosmetic. So again, you can imagine the revenue per user will once more skyrocket, I guess. I mean, I can't really see anyone of sane mind deciding to go for this cosmetic. It's a bit weird. Now, again, in terms of how you buy these, it's the usual where 100 COD points is $1, but as you buy more, they, because they're so kind, throw on a bonus for you. So, you know, you can buy your 15,000 Call of Duty points for $150, but if you do that, you'll get 6,000 for free. Very exciting indeed. And that really is quite a bit more efficient than, than the other sort of lower tiers. So if you're using the most approachable bundle, this is going to be costing you $74.99. And you might be thinking, at a price like that, this has got to be the mother of all gloves. I mean, maybe it's got a custom animation, maybe voice work, maybe they try to emulate the feel of King Kong getting a big punch from the movie so it feels awesome. And of course, we know that in gacha games, they really want to make sure that their players feel rewarded. With the very premium skins in something like League of Legends, they really do try to go all out. You know, they retheme things, they do new effects, new sound, maybe even new voice acting. They didn't do anything for this. No. One Redditor decided to take one for the team and get the Beast Glove. And when they did, they basically found out that it doesn't do anything special. Here's a quote. "I thought it would at least ragdoll enemies, if not corpse launch them. But no, it doesn't do anything like that." They end by saying if you're interested in the melee blueprint, to just save your money because it's not worth $80. So, yes, unless you have got a massive affection for blockbuster apes and Call of Duty at the same time, this really just makes absolutely no sense to buy. So, quite rough then. A bundle of bundles, but what if, everyone, there was a way that you could harness your inner luck to get a great deal? And that's why I've got to talk about Warzone Roulette, because before the launch of Warzone Mobile, Activision announced that 50 million people had signed up for notifications and preloading. That's obviously a lot of people to make money from. Now, in theory, this does not necessarily have to have all of the terrible things that can happen in a mobile game, right? But we all know that it does because we do live in the current timeline. Now, a big deal being made here is that this is sort of a first-class citizen in the Call of Duty ecosystem, so whenever you progress in Warzone Mobile, that stuff will carry over. It's synced between Warzone, Warzone Mobile, and Modern Warfare 3 with cross-progression when you're playing across those games. Which, look, legit, that's a pretty cool thing. And the way it works is the majority of cosmetics and skins are designed to pass across through purchases of battle passes and the like, though there will be some things that, because of technical reasons, will be a mobile exclusive. And that brings us to a very interesting mobile exclusive, one that they obviously snuck in after launch. It's called The Keep, as in they will keep your money and you won't. So it's called The Keep, and basically it is, as was pointed out by Charlie Intel, who are one of the COD blogs, it is like the lucky draw from COD Mobile, where you use COD points to take a turn on The Keep. And basically, I mean, here's what it looks like, right? Whenever you take a turn, you will just get an item that is there, of those different items. So basically, it's kind of like a randomized gacha roll thing, but the way it works is each keep will run for 2 weeks, and there will be 2 active at any time, with a new one being launched every week. So there's always 2 going, and there's a new one every single week. And the way it works is the starter dose is cheaper. The first roll costs 40, then 100, then 160, and then 350, all the way up to your 10th roll, which will cost you 4,800 COD points. This is insane. This is full lottery mode. And that's not like 4,800 COD points for some big bundle. No, it's just the price increases every time you do a roll. So if you end up having it so that the item that you want, you know, you don't get it in your first, like, say, 10 rolls, then congratulations. Pay 4,800 COD points, which is, like, technically a value just shy of $50. That's insane. And of course, with that, you cannot buy enough COD points in any one bundle to afford the entire thing outright, because in order to fill a keep, you need to spend 14,150 COD points, and that does mean that an £84.99, that's pounds, purchase of 13,000 COD points plus £8.39 for another 1,100 plus 89p for the final 100. Yeah, that's what it'll take to get it all. And you'll have a few left over to contribute to your monkey fist as well. So that's crazy. That does mean that you can get all the cosmetics in it for £95 a week, because this is weekly. Yeah, so 400 a month, that's what they're going for. It's insane. There are so many other things that are a better deal even within the Call of Duty ecosystem, but ultimately this is just a full gacha system. It's a full gambling system. It's a mobile game. This is the sort of thing that happens in mobile games, and obviously I don't think they're really thinking that everybody's just going to go full whale in this, but I think what they do want to do is minnow a bit, right? They want to get people maybe taking those first few hits with their spare COD points that aren't as pricey, but to basically just have them as, you know, repeated weekly gamblers within the keep system. And of course, where it gets fun is the cross progression, because yes, like literally not everything, and you can't do the keep in Modern Warfare 3 or main Warzone, but a lot of this stuff feeds back into them. So that does mean that this is a way to basically, you know, do this and get stuff in the full Call of Duty game. And that really is quite rough. Now, fortunately, so far, the character skins have been mobile only, but other things have carried over. But the point is that now that this system has been established, it really is not crazy to imagine items being added to this that non-mobile players may want because of how the cross progression works. And would we really be too surprised if this ends up making it into the main Call of Duty and the other platforms? I mean, personally, I wouldn't be surprised. So ultimately then today, we've got 3 separate examples of the kinds of real just shitty things that Activision want to do. And whenever companies get away with this, they sort of move the Overton window. And it's one of the reasons why I really do think it's important to keep on talking about this. Because somebody who is, let's just say, maybe 15 years old now, right? Think about when they were born and what sort of things existed back then in terms of microtransactions and stuff. So I'm 29. I remember Horse Armor when it first happened. I am used to games not doing any of this bullshit. I remember playing Halo Reach, where you can just get all of the stuff in the game. That's the way it worked. Progress through the multiplayer, get cool armor, customize your dude. Whereas now, just look at the hellscape, and look at just how quickly it has descended into this hellscape. And then what was crazy to me is, when talking about the extremely high price of the mythic skins in Overwatch 2, I saw loads of people in our comment section just saying, you don't need to buy it, why do you care? And I mean, the answer is simple. The reason why I would care about that is because that stuff used to be something you just get by playing the game. And I understand now that it's a live service. There does have to be a different business model. $80 is crazy. The sorts of tactics that are being used here, too much. It does feel like a rot that is set in the hobby that is only going to get worse the more that these companies just kind of find success by doing it. I mean, we thought that we defeated some bad practices in Call of Duty Black Ops 4, if you remember that, as one of the games that was really trying to be ridiculous. But no, we absolutely haven't. This is what they're doing, and mark my words, if they get away with this, do you think it will get better or worse? Do you think that other companies doing live service games, or at least games that have got a pretty entrenched audience, do you think that things will get better or worse when they see Activision get away with it, right? This is just one of those sort of things where, man, we need more competition, because if there was a game that could compete with Call of Duty that wasn't pulling this BS, well, that would be a competitive advantage for that game. So I suppose, hopefully, X-Defiant does come out and is as good as people hope, because, man, yeah. This sucks. Anyway, while it does suck, I think it's pretty entertaining for us to, I suppose, talk shit about it and to work out what's going on. So I hope you did find this to be interesting. There are dozens of A, AA, even some AAA indie games. There is so much you can spend your money on that will give you a fantastic experience in return. So I encourage you to do that instead. Anyhow, that is it for me. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and to support today's sponsor because, well, funny enough, they do actually pay the bills. Thanks to all that, and I'll see you in the next video.